So check out how amazing this app turned out. I built everything, from start to finish, using the same tool. Cool, right? Hey guys, how are you doing? Building a digital product is still one of the biggest obstacles for those who have a good idea, not because of a lack of vision, but because everything stalls at the execution stage. Code, structure, deployment, and testing. Verdant 2.0 comes with a different approach. Not just being a tool, but actually being a technical co-founder who really builds together with you. And here I'm going to show you this in practice, from scratch to the product up and running. Deal? So let's get to the video. Today I'm going to show you how Verdant 2.0 works in a real situation, and why it completely changes the way you take an idea off the drawing board. Instead of jumping between several tools or depending on other people, you simply say what you want to build, and it handles the process internally. Planning, development, testing, and delivery. The point here isn't just to generate code, it's to build a product, and that makes a big difference, especially for those who have ideas, but don't know how to code. Well, after you install the app on your computer, you'll come across this interface here, which is very simple and easy to use. First, you can choose here which skills will be part of your tool. You can select here which one isn't installed and install it manually. It's very simple. Just click on install and it will automatically be available here in your tool. Another thing, here in the models, you can either leave it on automatic or choose which artificial intelligence model you want to use. I prefer to leave it on automatic because Verdant's own AI will select the best model to perform my task. Here in projects, if you don't have any, just click here to create, open project, then you'll choose a folder here, select that folder, and from then on, everything you do will be saved. So let's start with the most common scenario. Someone who has an idea but doesn't know where to start. Here I'm going to ask Verdant to turn a simple idea into an executable plan. So starting with this prompt here. Have an idea for an app that connects people who want to learn English with conversation partners. Create a complete product plan, including main features, user flow, and an initial version for validation. That's it. I'll send my command. You can see that the manager has already started working on my project here, and he has already brought some information for me. Great idea. I'll put together a complete product plan for you. Features, user flow, MVP for validation, and everything else. Leave it to me, I'm already getting this up and running. So Verdant not only organizes the idea, but also structures everything in clear steps. What needs to be built, in what order, and how to validate it quickly. So here, instead of saying I just have an idea, you say I have a product plan. Done. He has already finished executing this first task, which was creating a plan for my product. And look at what he brought here. Product plan, lingua match, product vision, market analysis, features, 13 detailed features, user flow, MVP for validation, business model, and roadmap. Everything is neatly laid out here, so I can better visualize how my app will look once it's ready. Well, now let's take the next step. Turn this plan into something real. Well, to make this transformation, I'm going to use this prompt here. Based on the previous plan, start developing an initial version of the app with login, profile creation, and a matching system between users. I'm going to leave it on auto here and send it. Before continuing, it asks a few questions to understand exactly what I want. Done. I've already put in my preferences here and I'll send the command again. You can see that it runs all the processes here automatically without me having to do absolutely anything. So this is where things go to the next level. Verdant actually starts building now. It organizes tasks, runs parts of the system in parallel, writes the code, tests, and puts everything together as if it were an entire team working. You don't need to guide it through every detail. It takes over the whole process. There, it's already finished phase 1 and is now moving on to phase 2. So look, it has already completed phase 1 here, which was the project setup. Phase 2 is login and registration, then it will move on to profile creation, and finally the matching system. There you go, it has already finished executing all 4 tasks that were planned for the project. Then I asked if I could see a preview of my project. He said yes, started the server, and this is my preview. Look, welcome back. Log in to find conversation partners on Lingua Match. Here I have the field to enter my email, my password, or if I want, I can log in with Google or even create an account. So, the preview is here. But now it's time to make this app even better. Well, so once you have something working, the next step is to improve it. And for that, I'm going to use this prompt here. Add the user-to-user verification system and implement notifications for new matches. Since I've already taken a look at the preview, now I'm going to ask it to improve the interface. Look. Make the interface more modern, with a pastel color palette, dark mode, and responsive buttons. I'll send it now and just wait for him to deliver the app. That way, Verdant already knows the project context, so I won't have to start from scratch or explain everything again. He remembers what was done before, applies the improvements, and integrates everything that already exists. This saves a huge amount of time and avoids that classic rework. Notice that since I asked him to perform 2 tasks at the same time, he split the whole process here into 2 work streams. The first one is to create my rating system, and the second is to improve my user interface. Since I haven't implemented anything here yet with Google Authentication or Supabase for data, I asked him to create some dummy accounts here just so we can test. Let's see if it's working. Look, I'm here on Maria's profile, which is a dummy profile. Here we have explore matches, accept, and rate now. So, I have an app here where I can learn English by interacting with other people. Look, I can connect here. A 45% match with Rafael Nunes. If I want to see everyone, they're available here. Then I just need to connect here to start talking with each of these people who are available here on my list. So, he managed to do exactly the task I asked for, which was to improve the user interface and also to set up a few integrations here. Now let's go to the last step, which is to deploy this app. So, for that, I'm going to use this prompt here. Prepare the project for launch, including deployment, final tests, and suggestions on how to validate the product with real users. And I'm also asking to add Google Authentication and a real integration with Supabase. Then you just send the command and wait a little longer. This handles the part where many people struggle, getting the product online. It organizes the deployment, checks that everything works, and even suggests testing strategies to see if the idea really works in the market. In the end, you went from a loose idea to a functional product without writing a single line of code. Look, it's already finished and it's telling me here that my app is ready for launch. Down here, it tells me how to test locally and also gives me the step-by-step instructions to add my API key and integrate with the Supabase database. It's the same thing here with Google Authenticator. So, I'll enter my credentials and then I can publish my app. So, within the same platform, I was able to carry out all the processes. And since this project is saved here on my computer, I can open it again whenever I want and ask to make improvements. Like this one here, for example. To finish, polish up the web version, and if possible, create an option to switch the app view on mobile devices. I'll send this command, then we'll return to check the results. It's done making my requested changes. It's saying that my app has been completed, deployed, and is ready to be published. App polishing, smooth animations, skeleton loaders, empty states, pull to refresh, distinct icons, and so on. Here it shows all the tasks that were executed, and then here it explains how I can access and then test my app. Let's see how it turned out. Look, here I have the desktop version, and now here the mobile version. How cool is that? Everything is working perfectly. So, see how amazing this app turned out. I built everything from start to finish using the same tool. Cool, right? That's the main point of Verdant. It's not just an AI that responds to commands. It works like a technical co-founder who understands the project, executes tasks, and evolves with you. If you want to try it out and see how it works in your own project, the link is here in the description and in the first pinned comment. Okay? I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
The highway is a ghost and the moon